हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू स्टडीज विद जॉय। आपका स्वागत है हमारे चैनल पे। और आज का हमारा टॉपिक है 9th स्टैंडर्ड साइंस पार्ट 2 बायोलॉजी चैप्टर नंबर 17 इंट्रोडक्शन टू बायोटेक्नोलॉजी part 3. This video is the third part of this chapter. If you have not watched the first part and second part, then please watch it first. I have given the link in the description box so that you can understand this topic, because we have continued it in this video. So let's get going. Now we will continue this chapter in this video, learn more about it. Let's start with today's topic. If you are new on my channel, then please subscribe my channel, and if you watch my video, then please like my video. In the last video, we have started with the plant tissue and also completed and the types of animal tissue. And we have also started with meristematic tissue, which is a type of plant tissue and it is responsible for the growth of different parts of plant. So, which tissue is responsible for growth of different parts of plant? It is the meristematic tissue. And we had seen the three types of meristematic tissue, that were apical meristem, intercalary meristem, lateral meristem. Now we will continue with different types of plant tissue. The next plant tissue we are going to learn is permanent tissue. Permanent tissue. After their growth is complete, new cells formed by division of meristematic tissue lose their ability to divide and start to form a specific function at specific place. तो जब मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यू जो डिफरेंट पार्ट्स ऑफ प्लांट्स में है और वो ग्रोथ करते हैं उन पार्ट की, वो एक सर्टेन टाइम के बाद, मतलब एक सर्टेन टाइम के बाद प्लांट की ग्रोथ रुक जाती है। तो उस ग्रोथ रेट के रुकने के बाद वो अपनी जो डिवीजन यानी कि ग्रोथ करने की एबिलिटी छोड़ देते हैं आफ्टर अ सर्टेन पीरियड, and they start to perform a specific function at specific place. मतलब जिस प्लेस पे वो वहाँ पर है वहीं पर एक फंक्शन परफॉर्म करना स्टार्ट कर देते हैं. Thus they permanently acquire a specific structure, shape and location and perform a specific function. So after a certain period of time, meristematic tissues lose their ability to divide and they start to perform a specific function at specific place. As they are performing a specific function and in a specific place, they acquire a specific structure, also a specific shape and a specific location and perform a specific function. This is called as differentiation, and permanent tissues are formed from these differentiated cells. अब जब उनकी एबिलिटी छूट चुकी है, उन्हें स्पेसिफिक फंक्शन परफॉर्म करना है, तो उन्हें एक स्पेसिफिक स्ट्रक्चर भी चाहिए होता है और एक स्पेसिफिक शेप टू परफॉर्म अ स्पेसिफिक फंक्शन, और इसी प्रोसेस को बोलते हैं डिफरेंटिएशन. एंड परमानेंट टिश्यूज आर फॉर्म्ड फ्रॉम दिस डिफरेंटिएटेड सेल्स. देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ परमानेंट टिश्यूज, सिंपल परमानेंट एंड कॉम्प्लेक्स परमानेंट टिश्यू. अब यहाँ पर दो टाइप के परमानेंट टिश्यूज होते हैं. पहला है सिंपल परमानेंट टिश्यू, दूसरा है कॉम्प्लेक्स परमानेंट टिश्यू. So the two types of permanent tissue we are going to study now. Now let's learn about simple permanent tissues. These are made up of only one type of cells. That's why they are called as simple permanent tissues. According to their function, they are of the following different types. Now let's see the types of simple tissue. Simple tissue are made up of only one type of cells, and complex permanent tissues are made up of different types of cells. This is the main distinguish between them. Now let's see the types of simple permanent tissue. Okay, not simple tissue, it is types of simple permanent tissue. Name of the tissue: parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. These are the three types of simple permanent tissue. First is parenchyma, second is collenchyma and third is sclerenchyma. Let's see the structure of cells in parenchyma. Living cells with thin cell wall and intercellular spaces. Means there are cells with thin cell wall and there is intercellular space. Means between the cells in a tissue, a tissue is a group of cells. So therefore between the cells there is some space in them. in these type of tissues. Second type of simple tissue, simple permanent tissue is collenchyma, and let's see the structure of cells in collenchyma. Elongated living cells with thickened cell wall at corners due to cellulose and pectin. Elongated means long. So long living cells with thickened cell wall at corners due to cellulose and pectin. उनमें cellulose और pectin होता है. Third type is sclerenchyma, and let's see the structure of cells in sclerenchyma. Dead and fibrous cells with tapering ends, cell wall contains lignin. So in cells of sclerenchyma, the cell wall contains lignin, and dead and fibrous cells with tapering ends. They are dead and fibrous cells with tapering ends. Location of parenchyma is all parts like roots, stem, leaves, flowers and seeds. मतलब almost सभी parts में parenchyma tissue होता है. Location of collenchyma at the base of leaf, petiole, branches and stem. मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया था what is the leaf, petiole. Leaf में बीच में एक branch होती है और उसी branch का जो tip होता है उसे leaf, base of leaf petiole बोला जाता है. और ओके सो वहाँ पर होते हैं और ब्रांचेस और स्टेम्स में कॉलेनचाइमा होते हैं टिश्यूज. स्क्लेरेंचाइमा का लोकेशन है स्टेम, वेन्स ऑफ लीव्स, हार्ड कोट्स ऑफ सीड्स, आउटर कवरिंग ऑफ कोकोनट. तो स्क्लेरेंचाइमा टिश्यू स्टेम्स में होते हैं. वेन्स ऑफ लीव्स मतलब लीव्स के जो अलग अलग रूट्स जैसे उनमें डिजाइंस होती है उन्हें हम वेन्स ऑफ लीव्स बोलते हैं. हार्ड कोट्स ऑफ सीड्स यानी कि उस सीड्स का आउटर कवरिंग ऑफ कोकोनट. तो अगर आपको कोई पूछे कोकोनट आउटर कवरिंग ऑफ कोकोनट इज मेड अप ऑफ विच टिश्यू, आंसर इज स्क्लेरेंचाइमा. फंक्शंस ऑफ पैरेंचाइमा सपोर्ट स्टोरेज ऑफ फूड एंड फिलिंग वैकेंट प्लेसेस. तो जो जगह खाली है वहाँ पर उसे फिल करना, सपोर्ट देना हमारे प्लांट्स को. फिर storage of food is also a function of parenchyma. Functions of collenchyma: support and flexibility to various parts. So it gives support and flexibility, means it makes it flexible. Sclerenchyma का functions है give strength and rigidity to parts of the plants. हमारे plants के parts को rigid यानी कि एकदम hard और strength देने का काम होता है sclerenchyma tissue का. अभी सब टाइप्स मतलब उनके और भी कुछ टाइप्स कॉलेनचाइमा और स्क्लेरेंचाइमा के और टाइप्स नहीं हैं, लेकिन पैरेंचाइमा के और भी सब टाइप्स है. दैट इज 2 सब टाइप्स. फर्स्ट इज क्लोरेंचाइमा एंड सेकेंड इज एरेंचाइमा. इट इज क्लोरेंचाइमा नॉट इज कॉलेनचाइमा. कॉलेनचाइमा में एच नहीं आता. क्लोरेंचाइमा इट इज. पैरेंचाइमा's 2 subdivisions are क्लोरेंचाइमा and erenchyma. Now let's learn something about chlorenshyma, that leaves perform photosynthesis. क्लोरेंचाइमा टिश्यू वाले लीव्स परफॉर्म करते हैं फोटोसिंथेसिस. ओके, क्लोरेंचाइमा, क्लोरोफिल, क्लोरेंचाइमा, सिमिलर नेम्स आर देयर. एरेंचाइमा helps aquatic plants leaves and stem to float. It helps to aquatic plants and leaves to float. Okay, so this is erenchyma. These were the simple types of simple permanent tissues. Now let's see the types of complex permanent tissues. Types, let's see, this is the diagrammatic appearance of parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. You can see there is the intercellular spaces in parenchyma as told. And in collenchyma vacuoles and cell wall is very thickened. Sclerenchyma simple pit pair, lumen cavity, lignified thick cell wall. Now let's see types of complex permanent tissues. The 2 types of complex permanent tissues you will be knowing, they are xylem and phloem. Now xylem and phloem, we have studied about them from many lower standards. You have studied that xylem and phloem are the conductive tissues. That means they transfer the food and water to our whole body. Xylem transfers the water to the full body of plants, and phloem transfers the food to the full body of plants. तो उनकी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स के बारे में कुछ जानते हैं. कंसिस्ट ऑफ थिक वॉल्ड डेड सेल्स, बट फ्लोएम कंसिस्ट ऑफ साइटोप्लाज्म containing living cells. Very important. Xylem consists of thick walled dead cells, okay, and phloem consists of cytoplasm containing living cells. Types of cells in xylem: tracheids, vessels, and xylem fibers. Dead cells. So these are the dead cells present in xylem: tracheids, vessels, and xylem fibers. But there is a living cell in xylem, that is xylem parenchyma. Phloem में कौन से types of cells है? Sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma. These are all living cells in phloem tissue. But phloem fibers are the dead cells in phloem tissue. Have you observed in this one thing that xylem fibers and phloem fibers both are dead cells? But you have also observed, as told in characteristics, xylem has more number of dead cells and less number of living cells, and phloem has more number of living cells but less number of dead cells. So these are the characteristics of them and types of cells. Functions of xylem is structure like interconnected tubes, conduct water and minerals only in upward direction. So xylem transfers the water and minerals to all the parts of the body from the roots, and also it is structure is given like interconnected tubes. Interconnected tubes means tubes which are connected to each other at a point. Phloem. Phloem का function क्या है? Tubes joined to each other conduct sugar and amino acids from leaves to various parts in upward and downward direction. Phloem's work is to transfer the food and nutrients to all parts of the plants, and its structure is like tubes joined to each other. That only interconnected tubes we can say. This is the diagram for xylem and phloem. Trachea, xylem, phloem you can see in the structure. Sieve tube, companion cell, these are all types of cells of phloem and xylem. With this we completed the types of simple permanent tissues and also the types of complex permanent tissues, and the concept of permanent tissue has been completed. Now let's talk about biotechnology. The chapter is about what? Introduction to biotechnology. That only now we are going to talk about. Biotechnology. With the help of this technique, what is biotechnology? It is a technique. With the help of this technique, it has become possible to produce plants and animals bearing some new characteristics in addition to their natural ones. So, what we can do with biotechnology? With the help of biotechnology, it has become possible to produce plants and animals bearing some new characteristics. मतलब उनमें कुछ नए characteristics ऐड होना जो कि actually होते नहीं है, naturally उनमें नहीं होते. The techniques of bringing about improvements in living organisms by artificial genetic changes and by hybridization for the welfare of human beings are together called biotechnology. The definition of biotechnology is as that biotechnology is the techniques of bringing about improvements in the body of living organisms, let it be an animal or a human being, with the artificial means, artificial genetic changes, and by hybridization. मतलब artificial means say making improvements in living organisms by artificial means are called as biotechnology, but for the welfare of human beings, not for misusing it. It includes the techniques of genetic engineering and tissue culture. So which are the techniques? Genetic engineering and tissue culture are the two techniques which it include. Its uses are in the production of cash crops, improvement in varieties of cash crops, increase in abilities of plants to withstand environmental stresses, vaccine production, early diagnosis of congenital diseases, organ transplant, cancer research, production of artificial skin, cartilage, etc. in laboratories. So it is very much useful in both in plants also and in human beings also and in animals also. So it has many uses. You can see now that in for humans it has so many uses like cancer research, production of artificial skin, cartilage, organ transplant. In animals, in plants it is improvement of in varieties of cash crops. It increases the abilities of plants to withstand environmental stresses. So this is the whole part of biotechnology. So simply, what is biotechnology? Biotechnology is the techniques of bringing about improvements in living organisms by artificial genetic changes and by hybridization for the welfare of human beings are together called biotechnology. I hope that you understood biotechnology. So here we have been told about the methods, techniques in biotechnology, which are first one is tissue culture. Tissue culture is a technique in biotechnology. You must have seen flowers of same variety but of two or three different colors born by same plant. How is this possible? Let us learn about a modern technique related to farming and gardening. चलो कुछ फार्मिंग कुछ गार्डनिंग कर लेते हैं. सो यहाँ पर हमें बोला जाता है कि अगर आपने ज़रूर देखा होगा कि फ्लावर्स जो कि सेम वेराइटी के हैं, एक ही प्लांट से निकले हैं, लेकिन कलर्स अलग है दोनों की. ऑफ टू और डिफरेंट थ्री डिफरेंट कलर्स के फ्लावर्स है. ऐसा क्यों? एक ही वेराइटी के एक ही प्लांट से बॉर्न हुए फ्लावर्स के कलर्स अलग. हाउ इज दिस पॉसिबल? लेट अस लर्न अबाउट अ मॉडर्न टेक्निक रिलेटेड टू फार्मिंग एंड गार्डनिंग. Ex vivo growth of cells or tissues in an aseptic and nutrient rich medium is called tissue culture. इसका मतलब है कि सेल्स और टिश्यूज का ग्रोथ होना इन एन एसेप्टिक एंड न्यूट्रिएंट रिच मीडियम, मतलब न्यूट्रिएंट रिच मींस फुल ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट्स इज कॉल्ड टिश्यू कल्चर. माने कि टिश्यूज का ग्रोथ होना, टिश्यूज के अंदर जो सेल्स है उनका ग्रोथ होना with a nutrient rich medium and in an aseptic medium. Nowadays, a complete organism can be developed from a single cell or from tissue with help of the tissue culture technique. Okay? So, एक पूरा ऑर्गेनिज्म बनाया जा सकता है, प्रोड्यूस किया जाता है सिर्फ एक सिंगल सेल या फिर टिश्यू कल्चर मेथड से. Liquid, solid or gel-like medium prepared from agar, which supplies nutrients and energy necessary for tissue culture, is used in this technique. So, एक liquid या फिर solid या फिर gel-like medium prepared from agar, उससे बनाया जाता है, वो यूज किया जाता है इसमें. ओके, ये है टिश्यू कल्चर की टेक्निक. अब लेट्स सी द वेरियस प्रोसेसेस इन टिश्यू कल्चर. So these are the various processes in tissue culture. You can see here source plant, यानी कि जिस प्लांट से सोर्स लिया जाता है. फिर बल्ब कॉर्न ऑफ सोर्स प्लांट. नेक्स्ट स्टेप है प्राइमरी ट्रीटमेंट. उसका नेक्स्ट स्टेप रिप्रोडक्शन और मल्टीप्लिकेशन, उसको मल्टीप्लाई करना, उसे और बनाने से. उसका नेक्स्ट स्टेप है शूटिंग एंड रूटिंग. इट इज उसे स्टेम, उसके स्टेम्स ग्रो होते हैं, उनके रूट्स ग्रो होते हैं. नेक्स्ट इज प्राइमरी हार्डनिंग, उनको प्लांट करना. लास्ट इज सेकेंडरी हार्डनिंग. तो ये है पूरा प्रोसीजर. एक प्लांट से हम थोड़ा सा सोर्स लेते हैं, फिर बल्ब कॉर्न ऑफ सोर्स प्लांट, उसका थोड़ा सा पार्ट लिया है हमने और उससे एक हमने आर्टिफिशियली प्रोड्यूस किया. ओके, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज टिश्यू कल्चर टेक्निक ऑफ बायोटेक्नोलॉजी. चेंजेस इन एग्रीकल्चरल मैनेजमेंट ड्यू टू बायोटेक्नोलॉजी. अब एग्रीकल्चर में क्या चेंजेस हुए ड्यू टू बायोटेक्नोलॉजी, क्या फायदा हुआ वो देखते हैं. जेनेटिकली मॉडिफाइड क्रॉप्स, दैट इज कॉल्ड GM crops, are being produced by introducing changes in DNA of natural crops. इसका मतलब हुआ कि डीएनए जो नेचुरल क्रॉप्स है उनके डीएनए में कुछ चेंजेस करके आर्टिफिशियल क्रॉप्स को बनाया जाता है, विच आर कॉल्ड एज जेनेटिकली मॉडिफाइड क्रॉप्स. नॉर्मली सच वेराइटीज आर नॉट फाउंड इन नेचर. Thus new varieties are produced artificially different useful characters are introduced in such varieties. So ऐसी varieties naturally plants में नहीं found की जाती, इसलिए इन्हें artificially produce किया जाता है और different useful characters are introduced in such varieties. Ability to withstand environmental stress. It provides the plant ability of withstanding the environmental stress. Some natural occurring varieties cannot withstand environmental stresses like frequently changing temperature, wet and dry famines, changing climate. तो जो नेचुरली वेराइटीज होती है वो ये सब एनवायरमेंटल स्ट्रेस जैसे कि फेमाइन, चेंजिंग क्लाइमेट, टेम्परेचर गोइंग अप एंड डाउन, this all it cannot it cannot withstand. But however, GM crops can grow in any of such adverse conditions. This is one of the advantage. इससे क्रॉप्स का नुकसान नहीं होगा. As GM crops are resistant to insect pests, pathogens, chemical weedicides, etc., the use of harmful chemicals like pesticides can be avoided. सो ये जीएम क्रॉप्स इतने ज़्यादा इनकी इम्यून सिस्टम इतनी स्ट्रांग होती है कि इन्हें पेस्ट पैथोजेंस और केमिकल वीडियोसाइड्स की ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़ती, हार्मफुल केमिकल्स इसमें डालना ही नहीं पड़ता. दे आर वेरी मच इम्यून. Due to use of seeds of GM crops, there is improvement in nutritive value and decreases in loss of crops. So इसकी वजह से क्रॉप्स का लॉस डिक्रीज होता है और उनके न्यूट्रिएंट्स बहुत बढ़ते हैं, तो उनका फ्रूट्स जो बियर करेंगे वो भी न्यूट्रिशियस होंगे. In this way, as seeds of a better quality of crops are being produced, farmers all over the world are cultivating the GM crops on large scale. The area under its cultivation is increasing day by day. So हमारे farmers all over the world are cultivating these type of crops on a large scale. High yielding varieties of GM crops like banana, maize, rice, potato, soybean, tomato, cotton, apple, brinjal, papaya, beet, rose, tobacco, wheat, etc. are available. Pest resistant genes have been introduced in some of these GM crops. पेस्ट रेजिस्टेंट मीन्स कोई भी पेस्टिसाइड्स जैसे कि बहुत सारे इंसेक्ट्स होते हैं जो प्लांट्स को क्रॉप्स को खा जाते हैं, वैसे पेस्ट से बचाने के लिए इनकी जो इम्यून सिस्टम होती है बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग है. एंड दे हैव वैसे जीन्स होते हैं और वो आर्टिफिशियल है और उन्हें बनाया गया है ड्यू टू दिस टेक्नोलॉजी. और यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हैं कुछ ये सभी जीएम प्लांट्स है. ये मेज़ है जो कि एक नेचुरल क्रॉप है जिसके जीएम प्लांट्स का नाम रखा गया है MON 810, MON 863. पोटैटो का जीएम प्लांट है जिसका नाम रखा गया है एम फ्लोरा. राइस हैज जीएम प्लांट गोल्डन फ्लोराइज. सोयाबीन का जीएम प्लांट है विस्टिव गोल्ड. टोमेटो हैज अ जीएम प्लांट वैशाली. कॉटन के जीएम प्लांट्स को बोला जाता है बीटी कॉटन. They have given different names. So this was about GM plants that are genetically modified crops. With this I end this lecture, and in next part of this chapter we will surely complete this chapter, and I will also provide the notes of this chapter, so don't forget to watch it. If you like my video, then please subscribe my channel and also like this video.